You're just hanging out over here, right?
Yeah, I'm just starting a meeting.
Sure.
I don't need nothing. Hey guys.
I'm not sure why my name says Kelly. I think it accidentally logged into another account, but
You're all good. I can rename you.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and then that's not what I'm gonna do. Image. Give people another minute and then we'll start our accountability check-in. Okay. All right, so let's start with our accountability. Just update on how you're doing with your lead generation. And then we'll get our instructor on. Oksana, you want to get us started?
Yeah, so I ended up hosting two houses, or not hosting, but shadowing two houses with Eleanor.
Yeah.
And I got a possible buyer that was interested in one of the houses that we were looking at. So I possibly have a client that is looking for a home.
Awesome. Great job. It's a wonderful outcome. Let's see. Caitlin, how's everything going with you? You know, it looks a little different in your world.
Yeah, going good. Yeah, I just continuing to work through like all the classes and hours, and I started making some like study flashcards and note cards and stuff like that too to help.
Great. Good job. Jake?
I'm not really doing anything for lead prospecting right now, to be honest. I just am trying to get the money for the MLS and the boards because I know that I can immediately get to business with that, but
Yeah.
I just don't want to lead prospect and then get a client and then have them be like, oh, let's get to work immediately and then just not have access to anything.
Yeah, and I think don't hold yourself back too much because even just starting to spread the word about getting into real estate, most people do need to like kind of go through the pre-approval process and get that started. So you usually have like a little bit of time before you are need to be out showing homes too.
For sure. I've let my sphere know just because
Okay.
most of my spheres out in Utah. I don't have a sphere out here currently.
Yeah.
I actually know nobody out here other than my boyfriend. So I'm probably gonna try and I guess bank on the sphere that he's currently building with the people that he knows through like coworkers and stuff, and hopefully have him connect me to some of his coworkers. But yeah, for me, it's going to be probably like hard prospecting, like go out and like cold call, door knock, open house, just because
Yeah,
those are
houses
the
will be great.
yeah, those are the main ways I can think of that would be like how to get business now as opposed to my sphere of influence I don't have.
Right, exactly. Zinnia, how's everything going with you?
It's going great.
Good.
I just, we closed yesterday on the other house in Gold Beach, so that
Congratulations.
was good. Yeah. And
Excellent.
then I showed one in Springfield, a condo there yesterday. So,
Okay, great.
so hopefully she's talking about doing a cash deal.
Awesome.
That'll be nice. So
Yeah.
hopefully she'll follow through.
Great. Emma?
Right now I'm doing a lot of just contacting people from my hometown and asking if they know anyone in the Eugene area to reach out to and get to know. So just
Great.
kind of building my sphere.
Good. Vapha?
Sorry, I was on mute.
That's okay.
Trying to reach out to people I know in this area, old colleagues and all. So maybe I had a question specific to one of the people I met.
Yeah.
So this is a friend of mine. He has seen some houses through Redfin agents.
Okay.
He doesn't have a written agreement with any broker as of now. He was in touch with somebody who was just sending in emails without a contract in place.
Okay, yeah,
So I'm assuming he was not in a written binding contract with that broker, and he was seeing these homes through Redfin agents as unrepresented. So how does that work? So
so Redfin will typically actually have them sign something, and sometimes people don't understand what they're signing. But they do have various levels of service. So some are just kind of like acting as a non-exclusive showing agent. But you can put him under contract. He just would need to inform the agent that he's been working with, like for just in case safety measures, that he's pursuing a different route. And that way, that would end that agency relationship if there is one in standing.
okay, so if I get into a contract with him, so if he's already seen some homes with Redfin agents, will that oversee that or supersede it, or how does it work?
That's why you definitely want to make sure he clarifies with them that he's not intending on moving forward with them. If he did end up writing an offer on one of the agents he's already, or like homes he's already seen, you would want to dig a little deeper and to see what he signed and what parameters they set around that.
Yeah, that is what my understanding of how Redfin works is, because he said he didn't sign any contract, but I told him that the moment you click, you won't even see that. It's sometimes it's just
Yeah.
automatically.
It might
not
be
signed.
like, hopefully he received a copy of whatever he agreed to in his email or something. But yeah, it's puts it in a little bit weird situation, but the sooner he kind of ends that to move forward would be the safest.
And Mara, are there any classes specific to how these documents work with KW? So I worked on Skyslope before, but how does it get integrated on KW? So how do you?
Yeah, so so a couple different things. You can still use SkySlope and you can use Zip Forms, or you can use DocuSign Rooms, which is what's connected to Command. But either way, you download the documents that you're done. You'll have them signed through DocuSign, and that will create a PDF for you to upload into Command.
And as a KW agent, we all get access to DocuSign. I believe that's how it is.
Yeah, for free.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And Stacey went over some of it in like the Accelerate launch first couple hours, but then she does do a class that focuses on the command and documents and compliance twice a week.
Got it.
Or twice a month, I'm sorry, every other week.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lynn.
Can I ask a question? On that
But
Excel,
I don't know how to do the Zoom, I don't know how to do the PowerPoint because it's not on my
So you'll
computer.
share, make your thing big.
But she might need to download it by going through her email. So she might need to log into her email, Lynn, so that she can download it from my email and then share her screen there.
Right, I forwarded her my email.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
is this the one you want?
I need the PowerPoint.
Okay, go up here,
Sorry, go ahead, Zinnia.
there.
that's okay. On that Accelerate sheet that you sent out, are those like meetings that we can sign up for and pay, or how do those work?
What do you mean?
There was it's a round 3 KW, and it's
That's the classes you're sitting in right now. So those you all have access to.
okay.
Yeah, so that's the Ignite Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, some Thursdays until Bold starts. But that's all part of your coaching program.
Okay, because some of them are called something else other than Ignite, so I wasn't sure how that worked.
Yeah, that's the coaching program.
Okay.
There's like 38 classes total, I think. Okay, so today we have Dana out of Capital City. She's getting her tech all set up. So we'll give her just a minute and I will get her bio up here real quick. I'll stop it. There we go. Nope, darn it. Oh, is her bio not on here? Why? Okay, so Dana brings over 40 years of contract negotiations and product management experience to the team. Both her parents were in real estate, as well as several of her aunts and uncles. She gleaned vast knowledge from one of her uncles, who has been a real estate developer and excellent marketer in the Willamette Valley. Dana has a Bachelor of Science degree in Industrial Engineering, is a certified residential specialist, graduate Realtor Institute, senior real estate specialist, and certified real estate planner. And she is also a 5th-generation Oregonian. So she knows the area and the market well and is extremely well versed. She runs a team out of Capital City and is on our ALC. Did you get it working, Dana? Or is it just me? Did she get off? Uh-oh.
We're working
We're
on it.
working on it. We
Oh,
can't
there
get
she
the PowerPoint to work on Lynn's machine.
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay. I think I can.
Right. PowerPoint. How did I do this?
And if the PowerPoint's not working and you don't feel like you need it, Dana, you can just have your beautiful face on it and they can send out the PowerPoint to them afterwards too.
Well, I need the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Because I won't go in order if I don't.
Got it. Got it.
Okay, so, guys, are you seeing the Ignite,
Will you
gotta-
just do your
you gotta
faces?
share screen.
I did,
Yeah. No, don't work.
it didn't work? Okay, hold
Don't.
on.
We just see you.
All right, hold on.
Go into Zoom.
I'm gonna put you guys over here for a second so I can see you.
You gotta hit share screen down there.
Yeah. There we go.
Now you can see it, and then slideshow will make it big for them. There you
Yep.
go.
There you go.
You see it?
Yep.
All right,
All
the
right. I
view-
read your bio, so you're all good to go.
should be right there.
Okay.
Okay. I will be within earshot, so
I need water upstairs.
I can do that, yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I have 3 screens upstairs, so I'm not happy with 2. You're gonna get to deal with me going back and forth. But we're gonna talk about defining your value. In real estate, you're gonna be competing almost every time unless it's somebody you know super closely that knows you, likes you, and trusts you. So, let's see. We need to create our unique value proposition. Thank you. And that is how you're gonna convince people that you're the expert, because you guys are all new, right? So you have to define how you're gonna be a great realtor to them. And if you don't, you're gonna lose them. So super, super, super important that you create a unique value proposition. It needs to be unique to you, it needs memorable, and it needs to be a little persuasive. It addresses the specific and special needs of the buyers and sellers in your market, and your unique proposition will be slightly different between buyers and sellers. And if you're doing both with somebody, then it's a little bit different even on that, because you're gonna try and get them sold and into a house all at the same time, which is a lot of work. And you have to convince them that you are able to handle that task. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I didn't go over all the back stuff because you guys already know that. But the value proposition needs to be memorable. So what is one thing about you that's super, super memorable? Anyone?
I'm a very patient person.
Well, that's important too. Patience is a virtue. What other jobs have you done? Any of you?
I worked in a pharmacy.
Okay, so you're used to dealing with a lot of people that are kind of stressed.
Yes.
That's a really good thing to be able to handle. Anybody else have any skills?
I worked with my dad, who's a contractor, so doing a lot of house repairs.
Okay, that was a great skill too. My husband used to be a contractor, so when he's meeting with buyers and we're walking through houses, he's looking for defects in the house. That's a great skill. Anybody else have a different skill?
I'm bilingual, so I speak Spanish and English.
That's a true value. Might need you once in a while.
That sounds good.
But what other skills do you guys have that you can, that help you know real estate? I mean, have you lived in the area for a long time? So you know where things are, where the schools are, where the restaurants are. That it's important for them to know that you're an expert in our area.
One thing I just learned is that because I sold a house in Gold Beach, I used ChatGPT to get all of utilities and all of the connections and addresses and phone numbers on ChatGPT for all of that. So it kind of
I
helped me.
actually have that list, and we just cut and pasted into an email for them. So we have it down for all the different areas, and we just have to cut and paste the Salem area or whatever area that they're going into. So, you know, once you can define some of the things that you're good at, like if you look at my bio, I grew up on a farm, so I've been around farms my whole life. I've been an engineer, so I helped manage a lot of projects for people, and I bring that skill to real estate. Each property and each client is unique, right? So you're managing all their skills. My husband's an ex-contractor, so he's good at looking at buildings and discerning whether or not they're safe. The other things that they need to know is that you're an expert in the area, you've lived in the area for a while. I mean, if you're young and new, you probably know all the hip restaurants to go to. I don't go out at all, but we make it all our food from scratch, so it's important to us to do that. But I can tell you where to get anything in town that's fresh. You know, your clients need to know what all you're going to do that sets you apart from other realtors too. So you're green, but you have Mara who is coaching you, so you can use that you're in this wonderful coaching program, and you have, even though you're new, you've got all of the realtors in our offices that can help you when you have run into a problem. If Emma, you said your dad was a contractor, so you know probably some good contractors, and you can get them on your list to be able to help with repairs. When you're working with sellers right now, they want to know that they're not going to run into a bunch of surprises, right? The market's changed for sellers. It used to be a seller's market. Now it's mostly a buyer's market. And they don't know that, but you know that, right? You've been coming to our weekly stand-up things that we do in the office, where we go over the market of the moment so we can talk about the challenges we're having. That would be important for you to do. Learn how to use Area Pro really well. You don't want to just depend on the MLS updates to their statistics, because that's only monthly, right? We need to be more timely than that in a market that's changing rapidly, and that's what's happening in our market. Our office and Mara holds you accountable to high standards, right? I mean, we have our value proposition in the office and in our individual offices as well, and as our network. So Keller Williams has a very good value proposition, and the more you know the value proposition and the Y4C2Ts, the more you can say these are the values that we bring to our real estate business, because that makes us different. And KW is not, I don't know, where are all you guys located?
I'm in Roseburg.
Okay.
So in Roseburg.
Salem area.
Eugene and Springfield.
Okay, so we're in areas that KW hasn't been around for a real long time. They're a newcomer to our market, and so some of the people don't know that. They know Berkshire Hathaway, and they know Prudential that became Berkshire Hathaway. They know all of the old players, but they don't really know KW really well. So our job is to also explain how many people we have. We're the largest real estate company in the world. There's not even a close second. I mean, we are so much larger than all the other companies that we almost are as big as all of them combined. That is a big deal for them, because we have people that we can refer them to if they're moving out of the area anywhere in the world. And they need to know that you can find somebody that knows how to do real estate in different countries or different parts of our country for people that are moving. And we have high standards. We've gotten rid of people that don't live by the Y4C2Ts and aren't congruent with those standards. So it's important to know that we have some really good people here. And that's part of you being able to tell your value proposition. Now, ChatGPT is good for some things. You can take all your little skills and you can put them into ChatGPT. These are all the things I've done that I think would make me a good realtor. Can you make that into a nice short value proposition? So that's something you can have ChatGPT use for you. But it's got to put it into words that you feel comfortable with. So I played with mine for quite a while. I don't have my ChatGPT up in here. It doesn't know I'm even in here because I'm on her computer. This is not fun on a different computer, guys. And I don't know my password because it's really long. Well, we'll try using Lynn. I'm not logging into Chrome successfully, so this is not cool. All right, I can't use any example on that. But if you take those skills and you say, chat, build me a value proposition that will help me persuade buyers and sellers to use me as a realtor in the Salem market, and it will spit out something. Take that iteration and say, now add in the language from Gary Keller, or add in the language from Building a Story Brand book. The Building a Story Brand book builds stories. So you can have it do that and then build a story about how you can help your clients in the area, and then you can make some videos off that. So get all your stuff needs to be in line with the same value proposition. Does that make sense? I'm not.
Did you say building brand story?
Building a story brand.
Story brand.
The
Okay.
author's name is, I think, Dennis Miller.
Okay.
I looked for my book, but it's still in a box somewhere. I still have 3 or 4 boxes at home that I haven't brought down here, and I couldn't find it at home, so I thought it was up down here. But top agents can easily explain what services they will provide to anyone that hires them. I mean, one of the things, all of the things that we give to our clients from day one was everything I hated about real estate agents. I hated that they tried to push me to higher price points. I hated that they were wanting me to look at housing that I didn't want. You know, it wasn't anything like what I said I wanted. And so what we guarantee our clients is, one, we will never put you to a higher price point. We won't show you properties outside of your price point without having a discussion with you that says, okay, I want to move my price point up. Now, all buyers don't like what they're seeing in their price point. They're comfortable with their payment at a certain point, but it's our job to also explain to them if they go up 10,000 or 15,000, they're going to see a whole different set of houses. And if you can go up 25,000, it's a whole better house. And they need to understand that. If they start sending me homes that are above the price point they have me looking at, I step back, reset with them and say, okay, you're sending me homes I'm not sending you because I promise you I won't go over what you told me was your limit. So it's important that we reset the expectation with them. Hey, this is my guarantee. I won't do that. But you're sending me houses I'm not sending you, and so now I'm not helping you very well. We have more data in the information we send you that you can get off Redfin, Zillow. They don't have all the data. And, you know, I mean, my husband will never buy a house that has baseboard heat. And so I don't want that as one of the options. So I'm going to limit some of the things that we see, right? So we need to be able to explain what services we're going to provide to the people that we're going to help. And one of the things I like to do with sellers is make sure that especially now that the market's changed, get an inspection on the house so you can fix the big things before you put it on the market. It'll save them a lot of money down the road. Because when you're trying to do it and you have a month to get it done, you're pulling somebody off a job that was already scheduled 2 months ago, and they're going to charge you a premium for that because now they're going to make somebody unhappy. So if you can get things done up front, and I've negotiated with my inspectors. I've got a couple different ones because sometimes they're hunting. I need to make sure I have somebody else in my back pocket because they all hunt and fish, all the ones I use. So I get the repairs done ahead of time. And then we can negotiate, you know, how much it's going to cost, and we know what it's going to cost. And a couple contractors will take the work out of closing, so it makes it easier for the sellers. So it's, you know, just a matter of building the rapport with those guys. But help your clients understand your value and expertise. I mean, if you've got, you're bilingual, that's one good thing. You're from Salem, so you can say, hey, I'm from this area, and people know me, like me, and trust me, and I know where everything is. So if they come and say, I want to be in this school district, you can go look up the parameters and try and keep them in there. But, sorry, my phone's going off. But help your clients understand the value that you bring. And it's more than just you. You bring the company that we have behind this too. And the Experience Network has a ton of good agents out there that can help bring you that experience too. And most everybody is willing to help. Because nobody's going to do business with you unless they know you, like you, and trust you. So another really good book is The Speed of Trust. I don't remember who wrote that. I read it a long time ago. But to build trust, people have to believe in you. So like Airbnb creates a world where we can travel anywhere, right? I mean, when we went to my granddaughter's wedding and my other granddaughter was meeting us there because they were from Idaho, we booked a place and we were all there. Well, my mom has dementia. She woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and hearing a baby crying and wondering where in the heck is she? So, you know, I mean, it makes good experiences. But Airbnb, when they have good ratings, you know the house you're renting is good, right? Walmart has everyday low prices. I hate going in Walmart, but if I need something for the house, they usually carry it, or I can just order online and have them drop it in my car. Slack makes it easy to work together. I don't use Grammarly. I take the stuff that ChatGPT creates for me and I put it into Claude. So Claude will make it sound better and more grammatically correct. And I'll use ChatGPT to make some of the descriptions of the homes, but you got to tell them how many characters you have. So RMLS I put all my listings in RMLS and in WV, and so those tools will help me create everything I'm an engineer, so engineers don't have a lot of fluff words, right? I did write for a newspaper for a couple of years, but I didn't like it. So connect to your values. One of the things that I really like about KW is it's God, family, then business. And I connected with that on many levels. And a lot of my clients connect with it that way too. And they like that. I mean, I had one client came in, we still didn't have everything up, but they had the mission statement up, and they had something else up. But we had only been in the office like a week, so we didn't have a lot of the things on the wall. But you're a fiduciary, so whatever people have to trust you to tell you about their finances, and you have to know that they can buy the house. I mean, it's really important that you can be able to break down that barrier with them. So connect to your own values and how your values fit in with the Y4 C2T. Because when people see that you are on point with those values, they're going to calm down and trust you. And they need to know you're a market expert. So not just knowing the restaurants, but knowing the utilities and everything else is super important, because they're going to need to know that. But knowing good contractors to fix things, there is no perfect house, and I've only had one perfect inspection in 23 years. So don't count on any perfect inspections. And that wasn't a new house. That wasn't a new house. There's always either a missing outlet on new houses. It deadens 3 others because it's in that circuit. So there's always something, and new houses can have problems still too. Always do a sewer scope on a new house. I'll end that. But be the market expert. Know what homes are selling for. And it's super important in a market where it's changing to know, where are they going under contract at? What price point are they going under contract? You're watching people dropping prices trying to find that and make their house stand out in our current market. You need to know where the market is and how many homes are in the price point for your clients. So in KW, I already covered this. I'm sorry, that's why I'm supposed to follow the slides. But we have a lot of knowledge in all our market centers, and I'm sure you've seen other ALC members teaching classes. You can call us at any time, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. We're a fiduciary. We're responsible to point them into reputable resources for service providers. I check my service providers every year to make sure they don't have a bunch of claims. So it's important that you do that, because whoever we're sending them to, we got to make sure they're not going to scam them. One thing that I've been over the last 23 years is I've been within 0.5% of where a house is going to sell in different markets. You know, when the market was going up like it was during the COVID time and we were having multiple offers, I also knew how to get an offer accepted and not be the highest offer. So it's important to know what skills you bring to the table. I've been negotiating contracts for the better part of 45 years, and national contracts across the country. So it's not just the local stuff I'm bringing skills that most people don't have, that haven't done over 1,000 transactions. See if I missed anything over here.
So is there a class that teaches those skills? You know, is there, I mean, because otherwise.
There's
I
a
mean, we don't-
negotiating class you can take. There's a pricing expert class. But really, just start practicing doing market analysis and do it on homes that are listed. Take some vacant homes that are listed where you can go into them and look at them, and then go back home and do a CMA on it and see, is it overpriced? If it's been on the market more than a month, it's overpriced. If it's been on the market over 3 weeks, it's overpriced. But watch the pendings every day or every week. Just glance at where things are priced that they're going under contract. That's going to teach you where things are going under contract. And I guarantee you the people that have been in business for a long time aren't watching that very close anymore. But if you're watching it, you're going to pick up, okay, these houses started here and they dropped to here and now they're selling. Because we've got interest rates dropped 0.5% in the last couple of weeks. We've got a lot of new people looking now. So we didn't have them looking before. Now you need to be the pricing expert and understand where homes are going under contract. Just go look at the pending, look at the prices on each house. You can go into the history on RMLS and WVMLS and see how long was that house on the market and what were the price drops. And start learning where they're going under contract. When we retire, we want to move to Spokane. I've been watching their market for 3 years. I can tell you instantly when a house is going to go under contract. And I'm really good at it. Got mad at my husband because we lost out on a couple of houses I wanted. But we're not quite ready either. So, but you can do that with our own market, right? You can be the expert and know when they're going under contract just by doing some research. And it's kind of boring research, but once you understand that a house in this condition is going to go under contract at this price point, you will know. And you will be able to be an expert in the market within 3 months. It'll take you a little bit of time to build that, but you'll be able to figure out when something's going to go on the market and when it's going to be gone. And when you're helping buyers right now, if something's been on the market a while, you can ask for closing costs, you can ask for points, you can ask for repairs. 2 years ago, if they weren't cash or conventional, they weren't getting offers accepted. But stuff that's been sitting out there for a while, you can get offers accepted on them and not at that price. So get yourself the knowledge, one, so you'll be confident and able to say, hey, I can do this. I can give this value to my clients because I've been watching it. And everybody you know, send them out a letter, say, hey, I'm new to this business and I want to get experience doing market analysis. Can I give you a market analysis on your property so you know what it's worth in today's market? Now, what does that show your friends? It shows your friends that you want to learn, that you're trying to provide value. I do that for my clients every year. We send out in January an offer to do that. And I get 20 people asking me for it every single year. So make sure you offer that to the people around you and say, hey, I just want to practice and I don't want to keep doing my mom's house over and over and over again. So can I practice on you? Anytime I learn a new skill, if I want to practice, I'll call somebody up that has what I want to do. If I want to get practice pricing for 1031 exchanges, I call up the people that have rental homes and say, hey, would you like to know what your portfolio of homes are worth today? I'm doing it for free. I'm just learning. So you can provide that kind of value to your friends and family and let them know that you're in business and make sure that your branding is on brand. When I teach, I'm either wearing a black shirt or a red shirt every single time. All my stuff, which I can't pull up, Might be able to find my book if I can get it into Chrome. But when I'm teaching, I usually wear my red shirt and my black blazer, my KW blazer, and it's on brand on everything we do. It's on all the flyers we have. It's on everything. I do a lot of work with seniors, so make sure your brand conveys that you're an expert. Buyers want, their goal is to find the just the right home at the best price in the right time with the least amount of problems. So what values do you bring to that? You know, if, like I said, there's no perfect house. So you have to be able to help them find a home they like and recognize when there's things that are wrong with it. I walked into this one house, they wanted me to do a market analysis on it. Every wall in the house was cracked. That was a sign of a foundation problem. And I said to them, I said, you know you have a foundation problem. Yeah, I know that. Okay, well, we weren't in a fast, easy market to sell. We were in a slower market. It was during the recession. And so we're going to have to fix this to sell your house. And so they went into the bank trying to get a line of credit on their house, which they owned outright, and they couldn't because they said they were going to fix the foundation problem.
Whoops.
So if you have that kind of thing, just say we want to do some fix-ups on our house. Okay, but it cost over $100 grand to fix that house. They had to literally jack it up, pour a new foundation, and resettle it down, and then fix all the sheetrock in the house.
That's crazy.
So that's a lot of money. But in a different house, we were showing buyers, and we walked in and we saw that kind of a problem. The inspector went in the crawl space, came out of that, and said, "Tell your clients to run. This house is sinking into the ground." So, you know, here we are. The wife loved the house, first house that we'd shown them that she liked, and we're telling them, you need to run from this house. It's got a lot of problems. But as an expert in the business, that's what we need to do, right? Our job is to find them a house that's going to be suitable for them and their family. And if it's sinking into the ground and it needs a new foundation, we need to say that. For sellers, their goal is to net the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of problems. So how do you do that? You do that by doing some of the things I've been talking to you about today. And pricing it right for sellers is like the biggest thing. In fact, in our current market, overpricing is probably the worst thing you can do. So look at, you know, when I meet with clients, I try to go 7 levels deep of why are they buying a home. So, you know, the surface stuff is, well, we need 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, or 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, because we've got 3 kids and we want them each to have their own room. You know, I have 4 lenders that I use a lot, and I try to match the personality of my clients to one of my lenders. But if I use one of my lenders, because they're all experienced in our market and I'm experienced in the market, we have a reputation of getting things done. And so that is super important. So make sure you have some seasoned people around you as well. Knowing the neighborhoods. I have sold houses in every part of Salem and all the little towns surrounding Salem. Everybody wants different things for different reasons. And so one, it's illegal for us to steer, but finding out what's important to them will help you find a neighborhood where they're going to feel comfortable. The home search, you know, they only need us to help them figure out why they shouldn't buy a house. The home search you can do pretty easily on all the different apps. But making an offer and getting your offer accepted, that takes some skill. And we do a market analysis. They're a little quicker on the purchase. We want to make sure they're not overpaying for the house and that it'll appraise. So that's important as well. But when you make an offer, do a market analysis on the house and just follow the rules the appraisers use. Within a mile, surround similar houses, similar styles. If it's 1 story, use a 1 story. If it's 2 story, use a 2 story. If it's a split entry, try and find enough split entries to do a market analysis. And you don't want to go back more than 6 months on sold if you don't have to. Sales are down a little bit, so we're having to go back further, but just know that prices are stable or dropping on the upper level. So negotiating to buy, vendor coordination, pre-closing preparation. You're going to go over all the title stuff with your clients too. So put that in there because this list isn't complete. Post-closing follow-up, make sure things are okay. Show them you still care. You weren't there just for a paycheck. So we have a 3-month, we call them weekly for the first couple of weeks to make sure everything's okay. And then we start going to every couple of weeks to make sure everything's still going okay. You'll see most of this stuff is similar, right? I like to make sure that we get their property prepped, right? It needs to be show ready day one, and all the pictures need to be in order of how you walk through the house before you let it go live. Okay, so if you're not doing your own data entry, just have MLS do the data entry and not put it live till you get the pictures in order. Okay, get the pictures in order, because once it goes live and it goes out, reordering the pictures is impossible on the other sites. They don't update. But make sure everything's right up front. All your paperwork's done. You aren't missing any addendums or the office addendums. You don't have to keep going back to your clients over and over again. What buyers want from their agent is to find the right home to purchase. They want us. I had some clients that really like older homes, and they wanted to buy a house in Felony Flats. And I said, I'll help you do that, and I'll write an offer on this house, but you go sit at the house at 8 o'clock at night and tell me you're still comfortable buying in that neighborhood.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm not steering, but I wanted to make sure they were comfortable. Well, there was 3 drug busts around that house within a year of that house being sold, and they were really glad they didn't buy that house. So just make sure you're meeting their goals and that they're comfortable in the neighborhood they're buying. Neighborhoods change over time. So I always tell people, go knock on the neighbors' doors. Make sure you like them as neighbors. You know, it's something important to do that nobody's going to tell you to do. But they want you to help them negotiate the terms of the sale. And sometimes a seller needs, I had that same seller that didn't buy that one house, bought another house in Mount Angel. It was a great house. But when we were selling their house, they were moving out of country. So they needed time to get all their documents and everything they needed and their visas to live in the new country until they could become citizens. So they needed 60 days after close to stay in the house. And we got that for them. And they didn't take the highest offer because they needed the time. Okay? What's important to the seller when you're writing an offer? Call the agent and ask, what's important to the seller? And you tell your client, I do this on every purchase because I want to put you in the best light for you getting the house. And help with price negotiations. They want to know what they should be offering. The market's changed. They don't know what to offer. They think they can go $50,000, $75,000 less. And that's probably not going to happen unless you're in the $1 million price point. Making sure I didn't miss one. It's not. Factors buyers value when choosing an agent. You know, people want to know that you know what you're doing. They also want to know you're not going to be a pushy salesperson. So for me, when I meet buyers at an open house, I offer them, I have a whole menu of classes we teach, and I've taught a home buyer class since 2004. My goal is to get them to sign up for my class, not to sign a contract with me to start looking for houses. And because I'm not pushing them towards that, I'm pushing them towards learning something so they can have the best chance of getting the house they want. It breaks down that barrier of, I don't want to sign a contract, okay? It gets rid of that. And I always do an initial consultation with my clients to find out what's important to them. Why are they moving? There's usually something pretty deep about it. And don't let one of them do all the talking. You can finish with that one person and then go back through it again with the other person. What sellers want most. They want to price their home effectively. They do want to get the most money they can get. They all want to. But the most important thing in our current market is to not overprice the house. Actually, in any market. When the prices are going up real fast like they were in 2020 and 2023, you could price it out there and it would just take longer to sell. But now we're actually seeing prices come down in the upper price points, over 700,000 in the Salem market, are coming down, trying to find where they can get somebody to actually make an offer on their house. So in that kind of a market, you need to price ahead of the market. It's better to be slightly below market than right at market, because overpricing it's the worst thing you can do. And it's kind of like when you're in the grocery store, which line do you want to get in? The one with only one cart, right? Especially at Costco.
Exactly.
So you want to get through the line as fast as possible. When you're selling your house, if that particular price point has a 3-year supply of sales, how do you get it to be the front of the line? You get it to be the front of the line by making it look like it's a good value. So help them sell the home within their specific time frame. And find ways to fix up the home to sell it for more. You know, if their kitchen counters are still orange harvest gold, new counters aren't very expensive if they put in a new Formica counter. They can even buy one that looks like granite or marble or quartz. And it's not. It's going to be inexpensive. It's a simple, inexpensive fix for a house. And paint, people don't like all the bold colors in different rooms. And they think it's going to cost them thousands of dollars to repaint. And at the price of paint these days, it costs a lot more than it used to, but it's still one of the cheapest fixes anybody can do. Paint it neutral. There's a reason why the builders paint everything in light, neutral tones, builder's beige and builder's gray, because it fits with anybody's furniture. And take things off the walls. Make them take things off the walls. So, factors sellers consider when choosing an agent. What's the reputation of the agent? Agent is honest and trustworthy. I don't think, you know, when first agents, a lot of them, they sell their families' homes is one of the first things they sell. But most of the time, it's hard to get people to trust you when you're new, unless you're willing to take the time with them. So be willing to take the time with them. Not to the point where you don't have a life, but if there's something new that just came on the market and you think it fits your client's needs, look at the list every day. At the end of the day, look at the list and call them up and say, hey, this house just came on the market. I think it fits the criteria you guys described to me. Same thing with sellers. Make sure you know what's coming on the market in their neighborhood. You don't want to have somebody come in 20,000 underneath your price. It's going to sell that house.
Galen.
Pardon?
I'm sorry, my phone kind of.
Okay. KW Technology, you know, KW is integrated in with a lot of Google things. So we have good search engine optimization with Google, probably some of the best in the country. And it's going to help. You can do quite a bit from your phone. I really don't like doing transactions on my phone, though. It's a pain in the butt. You guys can do it if you want. It's way easier to upload documents on a computer than it is off your phone. However, I've done it off my phone before. You guys have any ahas? Any questions? So 3 steps to define your value proposition. Identify your knowledge, which we talked about earlier. But take all the things that you have as skills. Were you in sports? What skills did you learn for that? You know, if you were in volleyball, basketball, tennis, track, you're doing things with others and you're learning how to be a team member, take that has skills to it, okay? Take everything you've ever done and add it to your list of skills, because it will help you create your value proposition that's for you. And then make sure everything that you do has the same identifying pieces around it. Transform the value you provide and the value of KW and your market center into benefits for your clients. I mean, now we're on a pretty busy street here. It's a cute little house. You can meet your clients here and feel comfortable. Same thing in all of the market centers. All the offices are very well done. One of the things I won't do is meet somebody at a vacant house. And most of you guys are females on this call. Don't ever do that, especially where there's no cell service. Make sure somebody knows where you're going to be. If they don't value you enough to meet you at the office or at a public restaurant before you go meet them, you don't want to do business with them. Okay? Your life is worth more than that. And I've turned people down because they wouldn't come into the office. So they said, well, I'll get somebody else to do it. And I said, that's fine. This house was in Fall City, had no cell reception. If they weren't going to meet me someplace where I could meet them in public, I wasn't going to take them there. Don't do that. It's not worth it. And the guy was a jerk. So you're going to be that much of a jerk, I'm not going to work with you. So identify your knowledge, attitudes, skills, and beliefs that make you qualified to be a great real estate agent. And you're going through these classes, so you're learning a lot of information really fast. but take those skills, run it into ChatGPT and say, take these skills and write up a value proposition for how I would be a great realtor. It will do that. Then transform the value you provide and the market value of KW and your market center into benefits for your clients. So until you have a bunch of sales under your belt, you're counting on the office's reputation in the market. Okay, so look at what the office has done. I don't know if RMLS does it, but in Willamette Valley MLS, you can go in there and it will show you what's sold recently in your office too. So you can go in there, you click it, your office as one of the options, and it will pull up your office's sales. Be familiar with how much is sold in the last month out of our office and where we are in the market as competition, because we have a benefit because we got a lot of agents that are selling a lot of real estate. Build your value proposition statement using both of those things. And then I would put it through, I would ask it after it comes out with that. I would have it build that, now put that statement through the story brand formula and have it build a story that you can feel comfortable telling. And the more information you give ChatGPT about you, the better off you are. So, I mean, it's not just one question. It's, I have all these skills. These are all the things I've done. And type them up from your early childhood to today. You have done things over your life that are going to make you good at selling real estate with your backgrounds. So be very detailed in how much information you give it. You can't put too much information in it. And then have it create your value proposition for real estate. Does that make sense? Use the tools that are out there, but you have to teach your ChatGPT who you are. And the free version will only let you do so many iterations a day, so it might take you a couple days to get through this. Okay? If you have the paid version, you're pretty good. There's a real high paid version. I don't do that one. I don't do enough things in it on a regular basis for that. But I did feed my whole book into it and then have it help me build my value proposition. And so it did that. So, value proposition role play. Anybody want to try and go out on a limb and see what they can do?
What would that look like? Just like saying,
Just pretend I'm a buyer or a seller and you want to convince me to work with you.
okay, is it okay if I read it? I have something kind of typed out.
Sure.
To me, real estate is more than a transaction. It's a relationship built on trust, clarity, and purpose. With a background in nonprofit leadership and years of experience working with youth, I bring patience, loyalty, and transparent communication to every client relationship. I'm not here to push, I'm here to guide and meet you where you're at. Whether you're buying your first home or selling your last, you can count on me to walk with you, not ahead of you. My mission is simple. Help you make confident decisions with zero pressure and 100% integrity.
That sounds good. So what does your working for nonprofits bring to your community? It brings a lot.
Yeah.
So expand on that.
Okay.
Okay. That sounds good, but play with it and have it do it as a story.
Okay.
So in working with nonprofits, you had to build community to get funds too. So you have a lot of knowledge about working with people and getting to their heart. Use that to build the trust.
Okay.
Because you have some big skills there that you need to bring into that. Anybody else? You guys are chicken. Any ahas?
I think the biggest thing I'm taking away from like all of this is like people want to be heard and don't want to be pushed into making a decision that's not best for them. Like, I think communication and transparency are like the two biggest key pieces that I'm finding with all of the things that I've been learning.
People have to be comfortable with you that you're going to guide them through. And I'll tell you what, have any of you done a transaction yet? When you get in the middle of a transaction and they just put an offer in on the biggest purchase they're ever going to buy, at 2 o'clock in the morning, they're going to start sending you text. Do not sleep with your phone next to your bed. Answer them in the morning. Tell them you'll answer them in the morning, but don't put your phone beside your bed because they're going to hit you all night long. It's the most stressful transaction anybody ever does. You know, they don't spend $450,000 on an average house without a lot of thought into it. And then they get scared after they get the offer accepted. So your job is to keep them calm and say, look, we're going to do inspections. We're going to make sure we walk you through this process in a way that moves at your pace as best as we can, but we have some deadlines we got to hit, and I'm going to be watching the deadline. So your job is to keep them calm and know that you guys are going to do inspections. You're going to make sure the house is good for them. And they don't have to terminate just because there's a bunch of things on the house. There's going to be things that show up on every house. You just want to make sure all the good systems are in good working order. You don't want bad wiring and leaky plumbing. You're going to make sure by doing a full home inspection that everything is in working order or ask for it to be fixed. And sometimes if they want a whole bunch of work done, it would be better to have a credit. So just know there's more than one way to get through a transaction. And you can assure that your client's that same thing, okay? Any other ahas? So did the information we covered today, did you find that valuable? Sorry that I don't follow slides very well. Anything else you guys want to ask me?
So maybe this is a personal question. So my background is majorly in the tech industry on the product space. Is there a good way to relate the skills in real estate? I've not done the ChatGPT work as of now. So
Well,
are there some skills that can be easily carried over?
Well, I mean, as an IT techie person, you're probably a little more attention to detail. You know, I have an engineering background. That's attention to detail. That's a good skill to have. It's also important not to be over techie on that, but the people that you're probably going to get are going to be high C's on the DISC profile. They're going to be engineers and accountants and tech people that they're going to want to make sure you understand the tech systems that they need. And they're going to want data, lots of data. So when I do a market analysis for an engineer, I want lots of houses, okay? When I do a market analysis for a chairman of the board, I just give them 2 or 3 houses that are similar to that. So you need to be able to talk to their style from your style and provide the data that they need to make the decision.
Sure. Thank you.
So how are you guys doing on your daily success systems?
Not very good.
So what can we do to help you?
I think I need to get more organized, or I haven't quite figured out how to follow a process to where I get up and I look at houses that are available or new on the market, and then I need to make calls, or because I seem to waste a lot of time. I go from
Okay.
one thing to another and I hop.
So what I do for my success every day is I start my day the same way every single day. I get up, I do stretching, then we do my stimulator for my back, we eat breakfast, we go for a walk. Every day, that's the same. Every single day, 7 days a week. From there, my day, depending on the day of the week, I like to listen to something that's going to help me be more successful. And if you're putting off something, the big projects need time. So developing your value system, you need time to work on that. I set aside 2-hour chunks of time, and I do work for 50 minutes solid, 10-minute breaks, 50 minutes solid. And I have 3 or 4 of those time blocks in my work week a week, because I always have something I need to work on. Like we moved the office, I got to change everything I make, everything I wrote. So it takes time, right? And laws change over time, so I got to update all the stories. So you need to spend some time figuring out what your ideal day looks like. The KW system is to call for 2 hours every day. If you aren't comfortable calling for 2 hours every day, go set up in a coffee shop with a sign on you that says, ask me how the market is. Okay? When they're asking you how the market is, they want to know how their market is. So the answer to that is, well, tell me a little bit about your house. Where is it? What part of town do you live in? And then you can have a conversation about the market in that part of town. But to have that conversation, you have to know what the stats are. And our system that we get all the data from every week, Area Pro, that will give it to you by zip code, so it will help you. You can pull that up and show them 6 months and 3 months and the differences, because it's going to show you the price went down, didn't go up. But create a system. So I belong to By Referral Only, and I have since 2003. And they have us do a conversation, a handwritten note, and a text. So after I meet with them, I give them a new text. So thanks for taking the time with me. And let me know if anybody you know has real estate needs. So they know somebody. There's always somebody looking for a house. But spend the time. If you can't do 10 conversations, start with 5. But do 5. Don't do less than 5. I wear my name badge into the grocery store and Office Depot all the time. People ask me where everything is. But I tell them I don't work here, but I'm a realtor. I can be happy to help you.
What's your name badge say and where'd you get it?
Yep, that was my question too.
My name badge has my logo. I'm not wearing it today. I haven't found it since we moved, but it has just my name, my logo, and my title, principal broker. And I got it from nicebadge.com. It's a company out of Grants Pass.
Oh,
And it's got a magnetic back. Do the extra coating on it though, because if you wash it without the extra coating, because it got stuck to something, it'll ruin it in a hurry. But if you have the nice coating on the top, it's $1 extra for that coating, but it's well worth it. Any other
I
questions?
want to say thank you for your time. I do have to bug out because I have a meeting, but I want to thank you for everything. You've done a great job.
You're welcome. You guys holler if you want. Want me to proof your
Can we
thing,
join you
send
on
it over to me.
Facebook? Do you do
Huh?
Facebook? Do you do Facebook?
Well, I'm on Facebook, but I don't do my Facebook.
Okay.
But you can email me or text me. Have a good day.
Thank you.